guys, here it's Boaz from Total Cardio. This is Total Cardio Q&A. Alrighty, so first question, how do I lose weight fast with running? Well, for losing weight, I recommend a heart rate monitor if you're going to train or run on the flats. Okay, the reason being, people with a lot of weight generally haven't done a lot of exercise in their past, so in turn they don't really know how to raise their heart rate. So you're aiming to raise your heart rate above 160 beats per minute. That's to get the real heart rate ticking along, get the fat burn really moving fast, so you can get results in about, I don't know, a year or two. Yeah, so 160 beats per minute, that's the recommended minimum for doing your intervals and stuff. When you're trying to lose weight fast, you need to raise that heart rate. Also, the number two thing is consistency. You need to do it regularly, guys, at least 5 times a week. You need to be out there 5 times a week, doing it regularly. No exceptions to that rule. Unfortunately, consistency is the key thing, as well as intensity. You need the intensity, you need the consistency. If you don't have a heart rate monitor, you can always, try this, run or walk fast uphill. Get those big ass, steep ass gradients and just go up it. If you're on a bike, ride up the steep hills. If you're running, run up or walk up these steep hills. Just because going uphill naturally will force you to work harder. There's no way around that. And that's one way to guarantee that your heart rate will become high enough if you're going uphill and doing the exercise at the same time. So a lot of guys go on the flats and they can't get their heart rate high enough because they don't know how to push themselves. When they're going uphill, because you're a lot heavier person, if you've got more weight on you, you're going to be absolutely forced to push harder. Even if you're a light person, you're going to be forced to push harder. But you're going to be even more so pushed harder if you're a heavy person. So yeah, going uphill if you don't have a heart rate monitor. If you do have a heart rate monitor, which is ideal, you can watch your heart rate go above 160. You know you're in the fat burning zone. Then you're getting some good stuff. All right. Yeah. So consistency plus intensity will get you results. There's no way around that. It will get you results. It'll take time. Nothing's overnight. Just the more you do, the faster your results will be. That's all. Also, if you're a beginner to it, start off slowly, okay? Your muscles and everything aren't gonna like just jumping straight into something and just doing it all the time. You need to start off slowly, even if it's just 5 minutes a day. Start off slowly, work your way up. If you start off slow and do it for a longer period, or start off faster and do it for like a short period of time, like 5 or 10 minutes, that's ideal. Yeah. So start off slow, work your way up. Stay consistent. Once you reach that level where you can push yourself, get a heart rate monitor, go above 160. That's when you're really going to start to burn that fat. Alright guys, so intensity, you need to get the heart rate above 160 beats per minute. Stay consistent as well. Excellent. You will see results. It's guaranteed. You just got to put in the work. Alright. How do I decrease my 5K time? Alright, here's a good one for all you more seasoned runners out there that have been running for a while and you really want to do that PB that you've always wanted. How do you decrease your 5K time? This is a tough one because you're going out there, you've been running hard as the last year or two, and you're kind of reaching this plateau where you're like, you're not going to go any faster. And you're like, shit, man, this ain't going to get me very fast at all because I'm only gaining a second here or gaining a second there. This is bullshit, right? Well, this is where you need to do intervals, okay, guys? If you reach that plateau point where you can't get any faster because you're just running hard all the time, you need to start incorporating intervals. And the reason being is intervals raise how fast you can go. And you drop back down, you'll raise it again. Alright. I will actually draw a graph for this because this is very important for intervals. This will be graph 1, this will be graph 2, this will be distance, this will be speed, distance. Sorry about the handwriting. Alright. What you guys are doing, you're running at this high as level, and your speed's kind of looking like that, and you're dropping speed over time. So that's how you're running when you're trying to run fast all the time. You're starting off faster, but then you're gradually decreasing slower. So when you average this out, this is your fitness line right here. It cuts right in the middle of that. And that's how fast you're going to go. Alright? See how you're starting off fast, then you're going slower? You're not going to get a fitness in between that. So you get a linear line here, horizontal, and that'll indicate your fitness. That's why you're not getting faster, because you're running out all the time, and you can only get incremental increases if you try and keep it more consistent. This is what intervals do for you. So when you're running a bit slower, but this time you spike it right up, and you're going at a faster speed, and then you go back down, you go a bit slower, you're taking a rest recovery, then you're going to hit the interval again. If you're training in zones, they'll be pretty accurate. They'll slowly go down, they won't be all the same. But yeah, your speed will decrease over time because you're just going to get so fatigued. But this is what it's going to look like if you do a correct interval session. And the sort of speed you'll get out of that is going to be much, much higher than what you would get if you are doing the running fast technique, which you guys are all doing right now. See? That's just running fast, you're going to decrease, you're not going to get much out of that. Running intervals, that should be probably a bit higher than that, but this will be your line. See, the more high speed your interval is, the higher you can boost that median line. And that's where your fitness is going to come from. That's why people do intervals, and all athletes, or all good athletes do intervals anyway. Alright. So interval times for a 5K run. Start with, just do 3 times 400 meter segment intervals. You take a 400 meter break and you run 400 meters at above your 5K race pace. Make sure your entire interval is above your 5K race pace. That is very important. Don't slack half-ass these intervals because you won't get the results from it. Alright? This is why you start off with a small amount of intervals and then you increase it to a high amount of intervals. Just so you can get that feel for it. So you work up from 3 intervals over a period of time, maybe a few months. You work up to 10 times 400 meter intervals. So it's recommended to do intervals once or twice per week. Alright, that's how you're going to get results from it. Once or twice per week, you are guaranteed to smash it. Don't do intervals every day, you're just going to wear yourself to the ground. Nobody gets interval every day. You need your easy days just to recover from your harder days. Then you'll need your spike, your harder days. Really push hard. Go easy on easy days. Push hard on your hard days. Make sure you're pushing hard, otherwise you're wasting your time. Alright, that's how you increase it. Do your 400 meter intervals. Start with 3, work up to 10. By the time you're doing 10 400 meter intervals at above your race pace, you're just going to be a killer. You're going to be a killer. How do I stop getting injured? Well, stop getting injured, you need to warm up slow, especially if it's winter time out there. Because you can suddenly go into it and your lungs are going and then your muscles are really balled up because it's cold outside and everything's really tense. You just got to start really slow. I start ultra slow when I'm going for a race. Like, my warm-up will be just grandma jogs. I'll start off grandma speed, then I'll work up to above threshold speed, which threshold is an hour of power. So I'll start off really slow, then I'll get above the hour power speed, and then I'm really good to go. So a good warm-up, especially on a colder day, will be 45 minutes. Yes, especially on the bike, it'll be long, 45 minutes. Maybe if you're running, 30 minutes. But yeah, on the bike, 45 minutes, running 30 minutes. Just keep it slow to start with, guys, and then just ramp up towards the end. Stretching afterwards. That's key. You can't get away from stretching. You can get away from stretching if you're cycling, because there's not that much range of movement in cycling. I'm sorry to say, guys, there's not much range of movement. But when you're running, there is a shitload of range of movement, and there's so many variables and things, and you're not controlled in one place. When you're cycling, you're locked into your pedals. Everything's moving like in this one pattern. That's why you can get away without stretching. And your muscles are just going to ball up and get tight from there, and they're going to tear when you do anything that's, you know, out there, and that you're lunging and moving your body like, yeah, crazy. So definitely stretch. I recommend doing the hip stretches, which is you're lying down, leg across like that. That's very good for your hip side. Do the other side also. Hold that for 20 to 40 seconds. Definitely. Do your calves, do your quads, do your hamstrings, and for running, do your core, okay, guys? Definitely do the core. And you can do shoulders as well. Shoulders, good stretching. Yep, shoulder stretches. And yeah, triceps, and the bicep stretches, chest stretches and everything. But yeah, definitely focus on your legs more, definitely hips, and keep your ankles free, okay? I just roll them around before I start a race or start any run. I always roll them around, make sure nothing's clicking in there, nothing's going to lock up on me and cause a little injury. And that's how you stop getting injured so much. How do I go faster on the downhills? Alright guys, downhills is one thing that I really struggle with in running, especially because I tend to brake a lot. I tend to brake a lot in the past, until this one guy I was racing in Mullaney, he showed me how downhill technique just increases, like your race time is crazy. Because I was passing him on the uphill, but then as soon as we got to the rolling and then downhill, he would just fly past me. The steeper it was, the faster he would go past me. I was like, dude, how does this guy do this? So at the end of the race, when he bet me by a few seconds, I asked him how the hell was he able to pass me so fast on his downhills. And he showed me this rolling technique that is just, I didn't think about it beforehand. It's such a simple thing, but you need to learn it, especially if you want to do racing and you want to do fast racing. So the rolling technique is just putting your toes down first, especially when you go in those downhill sections. What I used to do was put my heel down first, and it would be just constantly braking. When you put your toe down first, make sure your toe touches the ground first. That's when you're going to be rolling, and you'll be just picking up speed. Your feet are going to get hot, but just bear with it. You'll get used to it. Especially get yourself a good set of running shoes, and just, roll. Just roll as much as you can. As soon as you start rolling, you'll be gaining free speed. This is a big underline, free speed. So many runners neglect this free speed. I've seen it in races like crazy. I'll be just overtaking guys, blasting past them downhill. And I'm a light guy, I'm good for the uphills, but these guys just have no idea about getting this free speed. Even though it is very jarring on the body, when you're racing, you need to get that free speed. Maybe not if you're training all the time, but when you're racing, you need to get free speed. So you need to practice it in training till you get that free speed. So remember guys, if you want to get faster at downhills, rolling it, roll. And if you're on the trail, avoid those loose ass rocks, okay? They're going to trip you up like crazy. So yeah, avoid the loose rocks, go for the high traction places. You'll see it, you'll get used to it. The more races you do, or the more training you do, you'll get used to all those loose rocks and trying to avoid them, and just going for those high traction places down the center of the trail, or even on the edge of the trail. Sometimes you got to run the edge of the trail just to get the good places to run. How do you win races? Well, there's one simple method for winning races. Number one is to race more races. I asked my friend John O'Noble one time. I was like, man, how do you win so much races? And he was like, simple, dude. I just race more races. Dude, you just got to get out there and race more races. Whether you're racing a race every week or every 2 weeks, you need to race more races. You can't be out there every couple months or something. You need to be doing it like once or twice every month, yeah. You need to be doing it twice a month, at least 4 times a month, ideally. Yeah, so winning more races is racing more races, definitely, because that's going to, one, increase your odds. You're going to learn more. You're going to learn what to do, and you're going to learn what not to do in racing. You'll quickly pick that up, especially from other guys talking you stuff. Other guys talking to you. And fast athletes, you'll look at them and you'll start getting their techniques and things. Like with this guy who bet me in Mullaney, he was going super fast on those downhills, and I was like, damn, I've got to learn that technique. I've got to have a talk to him at the end of the race, just to learn what he's doing. So yeah, talk to those faster guys, mimic those faster guys. You'll get faster, and you'll start winning more races. Why do intervals? Why not just run faster? The simple fact I showed you just before, this is exactly why. Because your speed is going to be slower. This shouldn't be like that. This should be, when done correctly, your speed of the intervals shall be much higher. Interval up here, back down to recovery mode, back up interval again. You get a bit more exhausted, so your interval's a bit slower now, probably a bit shorter sometimes. Yeah, back up, back down, and you're just cranking intervals, and your medium fitness line is going to be somewhere through the middle of these, which is going to be higher than trying to run it fast from the get-go and just holding a fast speed. That's why racing is going to teach you a lot of things, but it's not going to build you fitness. What's going to build you fitness is doing these intervals and doing your training. That's going to spike your speed, bring it back down. Spike it up again, bring it back down. Spike it up again, bring it back down. That's how you really build your speed in your speed sessions. Other base session stuff, you're holding a zone, but in interval sessions, you're peaking in the high zones, zone 5, 6, 7, 8, or whatever zones you use. You'll be peaking in those zones and going back down to recovery, peaking in the zone again, going down to recovery. So yeah, if this was your 5K running training and you're doing 5 intervals there, maybe your 400 meter segment, that'd be your 400 meter recovery. 400 segment, 400 recovery. 400 segment, really fast, try and hold your speed, back down to recovery again. So yeah, don't just run fast, do intervals. That will raise the bar on your fitness level. Capiche? Alright guys, thank you. That's the end of the questions. I will see you all out there on the road, on the trail hopefully. And hopefully you'll be getting faster and setting some really nice PBs. And for all you guys out there wanting to win races, you will be winning races by racing more races.